Welcome to Project HeadCanon. This is hopefully the first of a series of videos that will document my progress and hopefully serve as a guide to anyone else who wants to do a similar project themselves. This video will lean pretty heavily on the technical side, though future ones will gradually be more and more focused on the content. I'll warn you right now that some parts of this video have terrible resolution. That's because my OBS settings got messed up, but they should be fixed in all future videos. Alright, let's get started. The first thing we need is a fresh installation of MediaWiki and a server to run it on. For the server, I'm using VirtualBox to run Ubuntu server. I have about 100 gigabytes of virtual hard disk space. I have a shared folder set up to transfer files to and from my desktop, and I have networking set up so that I can access it from anywhere on my home network. Eventually, this server should be uploaded somewhere online for all to see, but in the meantime, this is good enough for me. I have Apache, MariaDB, and PHP installed and ready to go. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording the initial setup of the server and MediaWiki, but I can make a separate video about that if anyone is interested. I also installed a few third-party MediaWiki extensions. Right now the most important ones are Portable Infobox, Dynamic Page List 3, and NukeDPL. Now that we have MediaWiki set up, we need an XML dump from Wookieepedia. You can get a database dump from any fandom wiki by going to its special statistics page. I'd like to give special thanks here to George Kirkburn on the customer support team at Fandom for his help fixing a problem with this download link that I found. It should be working properly now. So we download this current one from February 24th of 2021 and extract that 7-zip archive. The resulting XML file is about 1.4 gigabytes. So let's move that to the shared directory that the server can see. On the server, let's copy the XML file to somewhere useful. Now, the maintenance directory of the MediaWiki installation includes a bunch of very useful PHP scripts that can do a lot of important tasks very quickly. One of these is called importdump.php, which does exactly what it says. It imports an XML dump onto the wiki. So all we have to do is point that script at the XML file we downloaded, and voila! This will actually take quite a while to run, several hours in fact. But you can see in real time that more and more pages are being added as it goes. Occasionally this script might hang or run out of memory. It did a couple times for me. In that case, just Control-C and restart from the last number displayed right there. While that's going, we will also need copies of all of the images, audio, and other files that are uploaded on Wookieepedia. Getting these is something of a challenge, as they're not included in that XML dump that Fandom provides. So I went ahead and wrote a little Python web scraper to grab the originals of every file listed on Wookieepedia. There are two main scripts here. The first script grabs every file name from the Special All Pages page and writes them all to a text file. As it turns out, there are about 102,000 of them. The second script goes through that same text file, navigates to the file's file page on Wookieepedia, follows this link to the original file, and downloads it. There is one fairly major caveat here. Every file page on Wookieepedia is semi-protected, meaning the file page's URL will not take you to the file page itself unless you're logged into a Fandom account. So before it does anything else, the second script has to log into my Fandom account with my credentials, and then waits for me to do the CAPTCHA, and then gets to work. Now, you may realize that downloading 50 gigabytes plus of files will also take quite some time. In fact, this script is very slow, and it will take me a few days to run. But we still have a few things to do to the wiki itself while that's going on. So let's fast forward until importdump.php is done running. Right now, the next thing we have to do is run rebuildall.php, which rebuilds the search index and links tables. Right now, if I go to a random page on the wiki, you'll see that some of these links are red, even though the pages they link to actually exist on the wiki. Rebuilding the links tables will fix that. Unfortunately, rebuildall.php also takes quite a long time to run. For this one, I just let it go overnight, and it was done by morning. And finally, fast forwarding to when rebuildall is done running, we have one more thing to do on the wiki side before we're ready to go. If I open the wiki's database in phpMyAdmin, you can see that this job queue here has quite a few jobs in it. In MediaWiki, jobs are tasks that normally get run every so often when the wiki is used normally. But since we've just imported something the size of Wookieepedia, we have more than 1 million jobs to get through. Fortunately, MediaWiki has a maintenance script called runJobs.php, which executes all jobs in this queue right away. Here, I'm setting it to use the maximum amount of memory that it can, otherwise it would periodically run out of memory and force me to keep running it every few minutes. The sheer number of jobs in this queue means this script will also take quite a long time to run, but just have a bit more patience.
Patience. Yes.
This is the last step before we can start uploading all of those files. In the next video, we'll pick up as soon as the web scraper is done downloading those files and all of these jobs have finished running, and we'll start uploading those 102,000 files. Until then, may the force be with you.